Yo, what is up, guys? What is poppin'? We are back with the NPL. It's week 10 and we are facing our boy NC Squared, aka Nate, aka one of the most handsome people in the format, and his what's called the Phoenix Phantumps, and he is like, I think he's 4-5 this season. He has improved rapidly over the last 2 seasons, I would say. When he joined the NPL, he was kind of a bottom feeder, but this season he's actually playing very solid. He has a very threatening team. I think we are 6-3 heading into this week, and with a win, we can actually take over the #1 seed in our conference and eliminate Nate from playoffs. I think if he wins out, I think he has a chance to make playoffs, depending on how other guys play. But if we win, we will guarantee clinch playoffs and take over the #1 seed, which could be nice for playoff seeding later in the game and in the season. But we're not worrying about seeding yet. But it definitely would be nice to lock up playoffs guaranteed here. I think I should be in anyway because my differential is really solid. I think I'm plus 16 or something. But yeah, winning is definitely better than having to rely on differential to make playoffs. But look at my team that I brought. I had to think a lot about what I want to bring. Gallade had kinda a cool matchup, but I figured I couldn't afford bringing it because he has a Doublade. He has an Excelgor that can outspeed and bop me with his Z move. He has like a bulky mana he could bring. He has an Azelf that can revenge kill me with Dazzling Beam, for example. So I figured not the right matchup for Gallade, but more of a matchup for nice semi-stall, as you see. Bring Unaware left. You see Thundy T, Azelf, and Manaphy, and I had to bring Unaware, even though I'm expecting more of a bulkier Manaphy with Toxic and maybe Rain Dance. I definitely want to have Unaware Clef in this matchup just because he can set up with so many different things. So it's Moonlight, Stealth Rock, Heal Bell, and Moon Blast. I really wanted Wish Protect to Wish Pass into something else and to stall out some rain turns, for example, because Moonlight in the rain is not as good, and my opponent has a Politoed, but I figured I had to go with Heal Bell because he has so many Toxic or Will-O-Wisp users. He also has an Arcanine on the team, for example, and obviously Scout users that I had to bring the nice Toxic nice Heal Bell here. Alomomola is a Fizzler variant here to check Crocodile and an offensive Arcanine mainly. Scout Toxic, Wish Protect, nothing special, but a nice pivot and Wish Pass into my other bulky mons. Greninja here's a Specs variant with Surf, I think, Dark Boots, Water Shuriken, and Toxic Spikes. The Water Shuriken was there because Nate, in the last weeks, he spammed Head Smash, Focus Dash, Lead, Archeops, and with 3 hits from Water Shuriken, I guaranteed knock it out. So I kinda had to bring Water Shuriken there because I didn't want Rocks Up on my side. Even though I packed Defog on my Zapdos, I didn't want Rocks Up at all. But and he has only 2 Rockers, I think, and Crocodile, or 3, Crocodile, Azelf, and Arceus, but I figured if he brings Rocks, he probably would bring them on Arceus as a lead, and if he brings them Crocodile, no big deal. That means he has a move slot less, probably for Zapdos, can't pack Stone Edge, probably to pack Rocks, and then I can defog on the Crocodile. So this is nice. Toxic Spikes, I really wanted them up this game, but he brought the stuff where I didn't really need them to be up, and yeah, I usually had he brought Arcanine and Politoed over, let's say, Doublade and Azelf, I definitely would have tried to get them up turn 1, but in this match it's not too necessary that I get them up because I can just spread Toxics with Zapdos and Alomomola. So watching this matchup, I'm trying to go for Dark Pull sweep here because Doublade Azelf just drop. This thing is O-code after Rocks, I think. Manaphy is 3-hit KO'd or 2-hit KO'd depending on his investment, and Excelgor and Crocodile are obviously kinda easily worn down by Crocodile by switching into Muk, and Muk can push trip the Excelgor as well. But yeah, definitely that was one of my goals to go for the Grand Sweep here. Also, I could go for the Muk sweep, but Muk has to switch into so much stuff that I'm not sure if that works out, but we'll see how that goes. Zapdos here, nice Discharge, Toxic, Roost, Defog. I really wanted Heat Wave or something on the Zapdos, or Sub Roost, Sub Toxic. variants, but I figured defog was important because he has the Acelgon that didn't want T-spikes, or like T-spikes and spikes up, because if he T-spikes up on my mark, something is guaranteed getting poisoned unless I go hard into Zapdos on the Acelgon. If he's like Z-move, whatever, he can clean up the rocks and some chips, so that's not too nice. That's why I picked defog here. If he like doesn't get rocks up, I probably won't ever pick defog, but we'll see how that goes. Muk is a recycle variant with the Papa Berry, Knockoff Pursuit, and Poison Jab. Pursuit could be nice for Azelf and Thunderous, but depending on how it goes, I can just stay in and click the knockoff, because like getting rid of items can be crucial in this game. Like if I get rid of Lefties of Mana, a 3-hit KO from Darkwood's can turn into a 2-hit KO, and obviously like getting rid of a Band or an Earthblade or something, or Black Lust from Crocodile can be nice. Removing Life Orbs and scouting for Z-moves or Thunderous can be crucial as well, so I know what I can switch in and what not. And yeah, knockoffs overall just nicer than Pursuit, because the stuff that I can Pursuit probably doesn't want to come in on Muk anyway, like the Azel, because you usually can't touch me, and Pursuit doesn't do shit to Blade anyway. I think it does like 30% or so if he has his Eviolite skill intake, and that if he runs no defense. I figure he runs defense in this game because it's his best Galley check. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. And Goga Steel is a pretty cool set. Pretty proud of this one. It's Sub Seed, Disable, Bullet Seed, really cool. Goga is small with enough speed for Arcanine, Crocodile, and shit like that, and obviously slower mana fees. Can really put in some work once I get rid of the Bugbuster Selgo here. I can potentially like substitute up versus Crook and then disable his knockoff, so I can't break my sub. Can do the same versus Shadow Claw, Shadow Sneak, Doublade. I can do the same versus Ice Beam Manaphy if he's slower. And yeah, like it's really cool because with T-Spike support, this thing just wears down his fatter stuff so quickly. With like Leech Seed and T-Spikes, obviously like stuff would take 25% every turn if I get T-Spikes up, so it could really come in handy. But in this matchup, it's probably coming in on the Crocodile, maybe if I know he's Scarf, or the Doublade. Maybe the Manaphy if I figure out if he's slower than me, but that's pretty much it. But still a cool set, and like Disable is kinda cool because the stuff he has on his team can usually only break my stuff with one move, like Crocodile with Knockoff, Manaphy with Ice Beam, and like Doublade with Shadow Claw. And if I disable those attacks, he can never break my sub, and this is like really cool. Could bring some problems upon him, I would say. But anyway, let's hop into the game. As I said, trying to go for the now my internet is lagging, but I'm trying to go for the Dark Bolt sweep, maybe the knockoff sweep late game if I remove the Crooker. But we'll see how that goes. I decided to lead off with my Zapdos. I think it's a very solid lead versus everything. If he leads off with Azelf or a Selgot to get up rocks or spikes, it's like a suicide lead. I can just discharge, hope for the para, and then knock them out before they get off an explosion, Azelf's or another layer or a final gambit in the Selgot's case. If he leads with Crook, I can Toxic it, Scout for the Stone Edge, which would bounce unless he's Banded. And I don't think he would lock himself into Banded Stone Edge first turn in the game, because Aloe is a thing which he would probably be more inclined to just knock. If he leads with Manaphy, I have the choice to discharge or Toxic. I actually decided to go for the Toxic, thinking he can't really risk his Manaphy. If I'm a speedy Life Orb variant, he would drop to like 20% or something from discharge. If I'm Specs, which is highly unlikely, but if I'm Specs, I just knock him out. And yeah, I figured he is more inclined to switch out into Thunderous or Crook, trying to get up rocks or get the offensive pressure off on me. So I go for a Toxic here. I outspeed this Manaphy, which is nice. Good to know, because it means my Gorgas also outspeed. And he goes for Toxic. It's a very ballsy play. I don't know if I agree with it, but Toxic spam Manaphy is actually kind of cool because it lures in Clefable, and unaware Clefable obviously is not immune to Toxic. And if I don't pick the Heal Bell, he actually could easily be able to 1v1 me, but here going to my Cleffer, I think. No, I go into my Muk, trying to catch his initial switch, and like the Thunderous here, but he actually goes into Double. I don't know why, like a disc shot would have done a fuck ton to this thing, but he probably tried to catch my Clefable, which would make sense. Like Clefable is a decent switch into a bulky Manaphy, especially if he doesn't have Tailgo. I could still be like Magic Guard to to like beat this thing one versus one. So Doublade Smart Switch and yeah, I could pursue, but I don't really need damage off on this thing because it can't do too much with me. Whereas my squad, because I still have a Zapdos, I have an Alo that can burn it. I have Muk and Gran in the back, and yeah, like Doublade doesn't do much for the team I brought. So I just clicked Knock, trying to catch the Crook on the switch in, and he actually goes Crook. And he reads to be intimidated, which is nice, so he is not like a Scarf Moxie set that can clean and late game, but his Scarf would have been gone anyway. He reveals Expert Belt, which is decent versus me, decent item, especially if he has like superpower or something. Really could have put in some work, but yeah, I'm free to switch out. I go into my Alo as he makes another good play and goes for the Toxic. Really smart, really smart. I could have gone into Zap, but I didn't want to didn't want my lefties to be gone until I'm heal bad, so yeah. Krooker here with a nice Toxic on my Alo. I think I switch out into my Clef this turn. Yeah, predicting the Manaphy to come in. Now I can get up my rocks, I think, on this turn. As he Toxics me. And on this next turn I will just heal Bell. I see he will fire off a Skull, trying to 1v1 my Clefable, but he gets a crit with the Skull, which is kinda unfortunate because that can put me in range of a Life of Sludge Wave, or that does put me in range of a Life of Sludge Wave from Thunderous T, but yeah, it's like not the biggest deal in the world because I could just Moonlight up here, which I think I do, not sure, but I know he will go for Toxic again. I don't want to like pivot into Muk, then Clefable and like play around with Scout. Yeah, Moonlight up here, so the crit didn't really matter. And now like my Clef is Toxic, it's not the end of the world. I'm like, yeah, I don't really care about the Toxic and the Clef because I can heal Bell versus the Selga potentially. I can heal Bell versus Thunderous if he is like non-Z move, and I can heal Bell versus Manaphy anytime. So not the end of the world. But now he goes into his Thundy, so I go into my Zap, and like I'm not sure what this Thundy can do. I think my best play is to switch out back into my Clefairy, although Toxic would be nice. But if he drops like a modest Gigavolt Havoc onto me, I drop to like 20%, and I don't really want that to happen. So gotta scout for everything, and he will knock on his Thunderous, which is really smart. Getting rid of like berries on or berries of potential Scarfs. I don't really have a reason to run a berry besides on Clef. Maybe like he could have knocked off what's it called? The poison berry. Wow, the Cavia berry. That's it. Like I usually know my berries, but like couldn't think of its name. But yeah, he could have knocked off my Cavia berry, but I already used leftovers. But getting rid of lefties on my squad is also nice. And also, if I switched out into Muk, like knocking off my AV or Yapapo berry would be very clean for him. So gotta be aware of that during the game. But now we'll scout for the Sludge Whip. So going to my Mucker. Big Muk coming in, and he does 19% with a crit, and like I'm calcing this, right? And the calcs tell me it's 18.9% max with a crit if he's timid. I'm like, Shonen has to fuck me up, like he cannot afford to run modest Thundy versus me, I don't think. But it's something that I have to be aware of, if like that he might be modest. Like all the other calcs he later gets revealed to be either super low modest calcs or like mid to high timid calcs. So I think he was timid, and Sean just told me it was 19% when actually it was 18.9. But I also looked at the HP stat, and even though it says 82 here, it actually like did one HP more than a max attack timid calc with crit. But I don't know, like sometimes either I'm stupid and can't read calcs, or Showdown is fucking me up. But yeah, just go for the poison jab. If he switches in and knocks off, it's like not the end of the world, because you can always wish up Muk with the Alo in front of, for example, like the Doublade, the Azel, the Aselga, or the Manaphy. And he brings in this Crook. I don't get a poison, but I get some necessary chip off on the Crooker. He just goes for the Earthquake here. Fine play. Fair with me, I would say, but like this Crooker will soon be in like Specs 2 Specs Dark Bolts 2 hits from Specs Dark Bolt range, because like if he takes some more chip and he switches in at like 50 probably dropping to two Dark Forces after Rot. So this is nice. Here I can just go for the Wish, I think, with my thingy. As he brings in Thundy back, and Thundy is taking chip, which is really nice. Just for a knock on my Clef, I'm not like switching anything else in. And here I could go for the heal bell, but that would be a dumb play because I don't have lefties anymore, and I know I'm in range of 2 Sludge Waves. I take the Sludge Wave here because I don't really need my Clef to check anything else because mana is not set up, and I have Croak for Aether and the Selgor. And I can just fire off the Moonblast. He actually, I actually get a special attack drop, which is unfortunate for him, but it's not the end of the world. But that allows me to switch out into my Zapdos in 1v1 this thing, because Thunderbolt does not kill my Clef from the range I was at, and like Clef actually ignores the special attack drop, so yeah, he could have knocked me out with another Sludge Wave, and if he was aware of that, he clicks Sludge Wave again, and I can go into my Zap, which choose a -1 Sludge Wave and the Thunderbolt. I roost here on the Gigavolt's Havoc, predicting it. Oh no, a Toxic first, and then, yeah, because I know I can't take Gigavolt's Havoc and the Gigavolt's Havoc into a Thunderbolt, so I can like just Toxic and then roost up. Yes, I'm playing around with crits, but it's not the end of the world. Like, he has to crit me to knock me out, but he actually makes a smart play and goes for knockoff, which I think is his best play, because fishing for a crit is not helping him in the long run as much as clicking knockoff, because getting rid of lefties might allow his Crocodile or his Aether to 1v1 my Zapdos, but I can just boost up here and he dies to Toxic, so first one down, which is nice, and now he can go into Crook. I really contemplate going for the Toxic to wear this thing a little more down, but I decided to go into Aloe, playing it safe. Shout out to Jitsu King, always making the safe plays, and like I kinda adopted it from him, because like sometimes I make way too aggressive plays that aren't really worth it in the long run, and because like my Clef is at 32%, I don't really want to have my Zapdos Toxic, because I'm not sure if I can get a heal bell off later in the game. But now he Earthquakes as I wish up, and yeah, I could go into my Gorgas turn this next time, but I think I just stay in and fire off a Scalp, because if he like doubles out, I get some chip off, and if he stays in, I can get a burn off, and I put in guaranteed range of 2 Dark Forces. He goes into Doublade. I don't know why this is a switch in into Aloe, but he probably tried to pressure my Clef again. On like my Gorgas coming in, but I figured it was one of the two, and like I get the Scalp Burn, which is nice for me, but it's not the end of the world. As I said, Doublade doesn't do much for me, for him versus my team, and like had I not gotten the burn, I could have just gone into Zapdos and spam Discharge, which was very free versus him, and like if I get the burn as I do, I can now switch out into my Gorgeist and try to get up a sub, which I actually will do. I know he will go for an attack here probably because I'm already Toxic. He goes for the Sacred Sword, trying to get some chip off. With the Toxic would have put me kind of low, but yeah, like my Gorgas is 9, I can just freely sub up. If he like Shadow Sneaks, I can just disable this on the next turn after he breaks my sub potentially. I don't think a burnt Shadow Sneak does break my sub, but depending on his investment. But if he's max HP and like Adamant, he maybe he could, but I don't think so. Anyway, I go for the sub to see first Toxic. This is nice. I can just Leech Seed now and pretty much beat this Gorgas 1v1. He goes for the Shadow Sneak, doesn't break my sub. I don't think it's a roll because he has to be like defensive to check my Gallade better. And now I can like just click disable on his Shadow Sneak and get off another sub. Yeah, I really wanted to click Leech Seed because I figured a Selgor would be a switching of choice here. Preserving Doublade as fodder, but I figured like sub was a fair play, even if he switches out into Selgor, I have a healthy Mug, 81% as a switch, and so not the end of the world, but I clicked Substance, he goes into Selgor, so Leech Seed actually would have been really nice, but yeah, I can go just into my Mug, like destroying the sub, but it doesn't really matter. Goes for Bug, was revealed to be Modest Life Orb, more than likely, and does a fact and drops into your Papa range. He knows that I have to recycle here, so I can like just do that, and he gets up a spike. And one spike isn't too annoying. 3 spikes would be, but I still have defog on my zap, so it's not the end of the world. Now I get the poison on the poison damage off on the crocodile, which is super nice for me. He says, I think I get 6 out here, but I'm like, nah, I'm not sure yet, because like my Maki could still knock it off potentially and like get a kill or two. But I'm definitely in the driver's seat. I can't go into my Gurgastian quick bullet seat to knock out this crook. I know it's speeded because I'm jolly, almost max speed. And yeah, second one down, which is nice. Now, like looking at this team, the grand sweep is near. If I just have to get rid of the Aselgo, which is easily done because he has life up and has to take rocks. I'm pretty much winning with Gran here. Azo comes in, I can't go into Mug, taking the flamethrower here, and now I click knock, knowing that he can't really switch out because pursuit is a thing, and like if he switches out, something else would die to knock off plus hazards plus in Manaphy's case toxic damage. So he's forced to stay in and attack me, and he reveals the knockoff on this thing too. So he knocks off my Yapapa variant. That's what I said a second ago. Like if he knocks off my Yapapa, he has a chance to break this Mug, but otherwise probably not. I knock off this Azer. Acero comes in, modest life or Bugdust cannot knock me out. I can go for the poison jab here, and now like this game is over pretty much because he goes Doublet, I just kill it, and now he goes Manaphy. I can't go into my Gren, taking a surfer, even shoot an energy ball from the bulky thingy, and now I can just do Dark Pulse twice for the win. So we get a nice 6-0 here. Usually I don't preserve 6-0s, but as I said, it can have an effect on like how playoff seeding is gonna go, because I think right now I'm tied with Sebi for like the best record in our conference, but it will like the first tiebreak has a differential, so yeah, I have like by far the best differential right now. I think I could have even like the best differential in the league, but I'm not sure because like some guys are killing it in the other conference. But anyway, we had a nice 6-0 win here. GG to my opponent, lady. I think his prep was really solid. Knockoff and Toxic Spammers, my team really put in work in some earlier matches this season. So I see where he was coming from with it, but I figured he was like a little bit too weak to Mug and Gran. Like his dark responses weren't that great because Crocodile is easily 1 down, and he doesn't have a Whispers on his team, I think. So it's like hard for him to check those threats in the long run. And with the team he brought here, he struggled to break my fat stuff because I brought heal bars. So definitely a rough one for him, but I still think he played and prep very solid. But anyway, we improved to 7-3 clinch playoffs. Eliminate my man Nady here from playoffs, but he's had a solid season. Definitely, like he's shown some improvement, which is always nice to see. And yeah, I'm keen to see what he can do next season and maybe in like a year or so. He's definitely constantly improving, so that's cool. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, leave a like and a comment, and I'll catch you in the next video. See ya!